Hey guys, Metal Jesus here, and we're back again with another Patreon question.
And the Able Geek asks, do you guys ever move off that goddamn couch? You've never changed your clothes. You seem to be sitting there for a week. Did you shoot all the shit in one night? What's wrong with you?
The answer is yes.
Okay.
Hey guys, Metal Jesus here. We're back again with another Patreon question. Take it away, DMP.
And the Able Geek asks, what are your thoughts on using Kickstarter to fund games or game systems?
I have a bone to pick. So
it's not my bone, is it?
Oh,
it's always
doesn't have
your
that
bone,
kind of
John.
cash.
It's already getting weird.
I mean, my story is not that different than a lot of people, other than, you know, unfortunately, I paid for a system and it never shipped.
Yeah, I think I got the same one as you.
Yeah, and so specifically, it was a ZX Spectrum Vega.
Oh yeah.
Made by a company that had already shipped another product. So when I put my money into this, I mean, they already had a history of putting it out, and I was really excited for this because it was. I've never owned a ZX Spectrum. It's, you know, that's a system that didn't come out in the United States. It's a portable unit. It looked really cool. Put my money down. They took it out of my account, and they're stuck in legal troubles. They're being sued. It's 2 years past the due date, and it'll never come out. And there's nothing I can do.
Was that on Indiegogo then?
I believe.
Because
well, there's a difference.
Yeah.
There's a difference between Indie No-No.
On purpose.
Damn!
Retro Engine. All I have to say.
Throwing that salt.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Well, because with Indiegogo, you don't need a prototype. Like with Kickstarter, you need a working model.
Okay, so it must have been Indiegogo.
And you have to
it's been
meet
so
the goal.
long.
Yeah, and I think I did the same thing as you two with that. It was like a portable.
So did you also?
The Spectrums, the portable that was also like pre-equipped with all the games.
Yeah.
So Kickstarter, you can get your money back.
Yeah.
You have to have a prototype to ask for funding.
And you have to you have to be funded.
Yes. Indie No-No, nothing. Nothing, and that's a problem because, you know, they don't tell you that up front. They just, you know, it's just everybody needs to know that if you're doing an Indiegogo campaign, don't. Because I've been burned.
Yeah, I've been burned too. Although to be fair though, so I've actually I've given to a couple games that have shipped.
Oh sure.
So like Wasteland 2, I think I did that one. Bard's Tale is coming out probably next week. Planescape was rebooted.
Right.
The thing is that I actually really like the service. I think it's a really cool way to get very niche games that no big publisher would ever touch, and have the fans pay for it. So so it's, you know, that I think is actually a good thing.
It's especially good for, like, you know, before we had limited run games, like this was how you could get a game onto a physical format if you had, you know, if you were an indie studio and you had no money and it worked for a few people.
Or even just having them make the game even up to digital, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
to make the game.
And it's worked really well for some people. I'm going to butcher this story, but I know that, like, Obsidian was on the verge of closing or losing, you know, having to lay off a bunch of people and everything, and then they did a Kickstarter for, I think it was Pillars of Eternity, and blew everything out of the water, saved the studio. They're still around to this day.
Double Fine did that too.
Yeah, so I mean, it's worked very well for some studios, for some specific games, and that's why I can't hate it, but you gotta be, you know, trust your instinct.
I think hardware is definitely more difficult than
no hardware. Well, I've done some like controllers. And I would never buy a system.
I've done a lot of board games, weirdly enough, on Kickstarter.
Yeah, I've seen that. I know.
I've done video game books, like through Bitmap Books. They do a lot of their like.
Was the infamous Coleco Chameleon Kickstarter?
That was Indiegogo.
That was Indiegogo. Okay, so.
No, somebody said Indigo. Somebody said somebody said the secret word Coleco Chameleon.
So what do we have for them? Da 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 da.
FBI is already calling.
You promised never.
They heard.
I'd also like to say that hardly anything ships on time.
Yeah.
And so you have to be really patient if you're giving your money. Like, so many factors can happen. I've had so many things delivered late. Years in delay. Years?
Here's the thing: is that you know, from someone who has worked in the software industry, is that it's hard to make games when you have a big publisher behind you, because they try to guess when games are going to ship, but even big publishers will delay games because you don't know until you're actually in there creating what it is. When you actually have tested stuff and ran it through like play testers, you don't know what you have.
And the hardware will change too, especially in the PC world. So they're developing for one thing, and suddenly Sony comes out, we're gonna do this for the PS4. Like, God!
But it's kind of unfair though to the public because they kind of get an insight into that because they don't tell them that. It's just that it's only whenever it's delayed by 6 months. They're like, well, what's the deal?
Well, one game I backed on Kickstarter, which I'm still really excited for, even though it's taking a long time. It's like a PlayStation 1 inspired RPG, but like, Soul Saga. Check it out. It's by Disaster Cake.
Whoa.
But
unintentional.
When I first did it on Kickstarter, I opted to get it on the Wii U because the Wii U was like just coming out or just brand new. And like that's how long it's been.
I have one that's been delayed and that's supposed to be a physical on Vita, and they're running out of time for that.
So I think the Wii U is out of time.
Well,
that's true.
Even a bigger one, Bloodstain. That's like a year and
wow.
And that's going to come out. Yeah, Bloodstain.
Not the Vita version though, unfortunately.
They killed that mobile or that mini game first, which I thought was that a stretch goal?
Yes,
it was a stretch goal.
Yes, it was a stretch goal.
Okay,
very cool.
But then sometimes they'll do like that. But as back because I backed it. But you can download it you can pay for it through the eShop and play it immediately, and then us as backers, we have to wait an extra week before them to get their codes. It's like, oh, come on, I backed it first, I should play it first.
Yeah.
Come on.
So in general then, are we okay with this kind of funding for games and consoles?
I'm pretty
okay with it.
I'm glad it exists.
But you pay your money, you take your chances.
If you're a gambling person, go for it.
Don't invest more than you're willing to throw away.
That's a good point.
Indiegogo, not so much. For Kickstarter, I've lucked out very, especially with NES homebrews and everything. I've never had an issue yet.
And another thing I like about Kickstarter too is I always back the Girls Make Games. Like it's a summer camp that's like for 8 to 12 or 13 girls.
Yeah,
and they
my daughter's interested.
Yeah, you should send her. It's really cool. I always back it at like a really high level too. So they design like the game design docs and like they get like a little tiny working prototype and then they take it to Kickstarter and then they actually get the game completely done through that so that they can hire like professional staff to kind of polish it and everything. Yeah, that's
awesome.
Yeah,
Something more than Girl Scout cookies,
Yeah, and so far, I mean, that's like a whole organization. I don't feel like they're gonna not put something out for that.
That's cool.
Just remember, if you're going to go with any of these guys, just have patience, I guess, for delays.
Exactly. Don't expect it to ship when they say it's going to ship. And if that's what you're expecting, then just don't back anything on Kickstarter.
You'll be disappointed.
But Kickstarter is the one to go to, not any.
Correct.
No.
I like it according to Germany.
I never know.
That's funny.
funny.
All right, great question.
Wait, different glasses?
Yeah, thanks for noticing. Thank you.
Wow, that was awkward.
That sounded loving.
I know.